What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing the Chicago Bulls making a signing for an individual to fight for their spot in training camp. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about Kenny Lofton Jr. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and Kenny Lofton Jr. Do you see this deal actually dragging into a long-term situation, or do you feel like his time will come to an end after training camp is over? So, according to Shams, we will read what he has to say. Free agent Kenny Lofton Jr. is signing a one-year deal with the Chicago Bulls, sources tell The Athletic. Lofton will compete for a roster spot in training camp. He has played 45 games across 2 NBA seasons. And look, you can talk about his success or his failures with other teams. One thing that I know for sure is that Chicago Bulls fans know Kenny Lofton Jr. At least some of them do at least. And they've been talking about him for years now. And it looks like he's going to get his chance with the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season, or at least this upcoming training camp. Now, what do we need to know about Kenny Lofton Jr.? Well, he is a forward/center. I would probably list him more of a center in all honesty, but he reminds me of a very talented old school type of player. Someone that is not afraid to put his back, I guess, to the post and stuff of that nature and work in that post game. Someone that has the ability to bring the ball up after a rebound. He's not a bad ball handler for a center or a forward in this case. A little bit undersized. I think he's a little bit undersized. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong or not. But he's also had really strong standout games against the Bulls in Summer League. And that's where I feel like the most people will know him of. His impressive performances, not just against the Bulls, but against a lot of other teams in the Summer League. So we know him at the end of the day. And I think that is a good sign because it looks like people will like him as well. People do like him. And it gives him an opportunity for the Chicago Bulls. Now, is this a deal that makes sense for the Bulls? And I think the clear and obvious answer is absolutely this deal makes sense for the Chicago Bulls. If it was up to me, I'd like to see the Bulls go and get a lot of young talent and sign them on to see who's going to last in terms of the training camp situation. They do it every season. We sign, well above our roster limit, and then we have to start cutting down the roster, cutting down each, player by player, bit by bit, piece by piece, until we have our full roster available. This is only kind of the first stage of that. And Kenny Lofton Jr., as I mentioned, is a player that many Bulls fans will like and appreciate. And he also, in my opinion, has skill to be able to play at the NBA level. I think he's played for 2 teams, maybe 3 teams in terms of the NBA thus far. And the Bulls might be another team that he can add onto that. But this also gives an opportunity for Kenny Lofton Jr. because we're in a situation where we're not really competing, in my opinion. So it gives him an opportunity if he can really thrive and take, I guess, training camp by the neck and don't let it go. It could give him an opportunity to get a roster spot for the Bulls, be it a 2-way contract or even a main contract on this Bulls team. Where we can find that, who's going to go, I don't know about all of that. That's not for me to figure out. But ultimately, if he plays well enough, I really think he could get an opportunity as a 2-way contract player or a main contract player and get some game time in the NBA. I believe in his time with the NBA, he averaged around 4 points and 1 rebound, which isn't that much. We're not necessarily talking about anything in that regard. But an opportunity might be all that a player needs to really develop. When I look at Kenny Lofton Jr., I actually see a player that will take a little bit of a while to develop, but if he can develop the right way, could be a very dangerous player at the NBA level. So we'll have to wait and see. I think the Bulls did a good move here, but ultimately, time will tell whether or not Kenny Lofton Jr. will be a Chicago Bulls player for the long term. So all the Bulls fans out there jumping for joy, some of them might be jumping for joy about this, saying, look, we got Kenny Lofton Jr. I've always liked him. He's a great player. He could really be something at the NBA. Don't give your hopes up just yet because it is a short-term deal at this point in time with the opportunity for a long-term deal. And the opportunity is there, so you can always look at that and look at that as a positive. But until we see him or until the Bulls see him, there is still a good chance that this is only a short-term deal and he could be exiting the Bulls just as quickly as he enters the Chicago Bulls. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, what do you guys think about the signing, and what other players would you like to see the Bulls sign for training camp? Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. There is no need to waste any more of your precious time. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.